The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the February 1st, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. The easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered. Go ahead and send me an email. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tigers Den. Well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A bit of a mixed bag out here. You've got the Dow, the S&P, and NASDAQ trading slightly lower. The Dow's off 8 points, the S&P 2. 28 points for the NASDAQ 100. Russell's up 12. Semis are flat. Trend is up 215. The big move out there, they're up 1.5%, mostly powered by UPS, which is up $27 or 13% today. Trading out at $229.52. Gold is up $7, trading at $18.02. Silver 23 cents, $22.63. Light sweet crude trading out $87.65. That's back 51 pennies. I didn't get the chance during the 1 o'clock update to really complete the markets out there. So this is just a good quick snapshot. We're just going to start here and then we'll move along. So and really, I'll start just up at the top. Got the ES Mini in the upper left-hand side. Price here should target at least the next level of resistance is 45.49. So long as the spot volatility continues to fall, that's a likely outcome. When I say continues to fall, the key level that it needs to target is 22.27 and then close below that. That's the 50-day exponential moving average. In order for the legs to continue to have in order for the rally to have legs out here, you're going to need to see that spot volatility skip below 22.27. The NQ is sitting right at resistance. That's the top of the daily profile. We're going to start off taking a look at that in detail because whenever you get up to a resistance or a support area, you like to see what's going on under the covers. Under the covers are the intraday charts out there. If we see topping signals, that may be telling us something. If, in fact, price can get above this level, then its expected move would be up to the 15,182 to 15,478. That is the bullish structured area of a new weekly profile that is attempting to form. You and I won't have confirmation of this profile until Sunday evening, but we still use the data that is available to you and I right now. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, it confirmed a TD9 count. That was last week. Whenever you have a topping pattern, you then want to understand where support is because all that you really have the right to do, or the markets, is try to go test support. Well, so far, this is held. Now, this profile formed when price was above it, the opposite of the weekly profile inside the NQ. That formed with the profile above it. So that tells us about overhead supply. In the case of the U.S. dollar index, that is a bullish signal. And so long as price holds support, first level of support is the top of its daily profile, that's at 96.26, then basically what it's providing you and I with is a neutral signal. If you take a look at Goldilocks, you don't like to see what it did today, at least at this point, which was make its way up, test and reject. Now that's a bullish structured daily profile as well. As I say, typically its price will find resistance on a counter trend move at the center of that, but it can be the bottom. And right now, now, it's just a counter trend move inside of Goldilocks. If you take a look at silver, that actually, to the extent that you use precious metals, gold and silver, to give us a signal, then you really don't like today's action, because what price did here was it stopped right at the center. Now, not right at it. I mean, 2309 was the center. The actual high today is 2306, so it missed it by 3 pennies. That's good enough for my work out here. So that's not a bullish sign for silver. That's not a bullish sign for gold, at least not yet. It's not a bearish sign for the U.S. dollar index. Of course, we want to see how the day plays out. It's only 1:11 in the afternoon. Light sweet crude, even though it's pulling back just slightly, it's still above the top of its profile out there and likely targeting 89.05. If we see it close above 89.05, then light sweet crude should just simply take off, meaning it has no resistance for any of the major time frames that you and I follow, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly out there. Natural gas at this stage here is generating a sell the D point, or a Gartley sell pattern. So time to be careful here. What price should do is pull back and test support. Now, that's assuming that we still get this bearish engulfing candle at day's end, but it looks like we will. And support here is about the $4.12 level. That is the top of its daily profile, but a counter trend move here would be between $3.97 and $4.12. If you take a look at the 30-year Treasury, it has been a booger with trying to get above the center of its bearish structure profile, 155.25 or 155 and 24/30 seconds out there. And that is a real significant resistance area. Even if price can get above that, it's got resistance at 156.28. So that kind of gives us the overview of the markets. Again, I said we're going to use the NQ. So we're going to move from here. We're going to move over to my 8-panel charts out here. Give me a moment just to get that set up. So now you should see, or momentarily, you'll see in the upper left-hand corner the monthly time frame for the NQ. That ended yesterday. What does that confirm? That has confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That says that over time, we could see 12,207. Remember, when you confirm a top for whatever the time frame it is, typically price will move back and test support. Well, inside the NQ, that's the support level, 12,207. If we take a look at the NQ on a weekly basis, this has a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That had pushed price back to the support area. It didn't get all the way down there, but close, 13,462. That level has held. If we look at the daily time frame, again, we're at the top of that daily profile. And if price can clear this area and the spot volatility continues to move lower, which will power the ES Mini, then in the case of the NQ, you could actually see a move up into the 15,653 level. Now, 15,653 would take us above the center of that weekly profile that's attempting to form. So I don't think that is the likely outcome. It could be, but at this stage here, there's battlegrounds. That first battleground will be 15,182 if price can clear here. So I got topping patterns that are in place for the monthly, weekly, and the daily time frame. The 30-minute chart has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out here. Can't really do much more than that. No key levels of support have broken. The 60-minute also has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Support is held. That's at the 14,832 level. The 120-minute has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The 240 has a TD9 count top, as does the 5-hour chart out here. So we've got topping patterns for all of the time frames that you and I track inside of the NQ. That says time to pay attention. Now, I'm focused on the 5-hour time frame chart, the 300-minute chart that has that TD9 count out here. What price should do is price should pull back to test that oscillator and change line. That is in the 14,560 level. Of course, the 4-hour chart says, hey, Steve-O, price should just pull back to test the 14,640-ish area out there versus 14,560, and that's true. And the 120-minute chart should pull back maybe to test the 14,554 level. But we're going to focus on the 5-hour time frame charts. And where are we going to do that? Well, we're going to go to a break here, but what I'll do is I'll put up on my screen the 5-hour time frame chart. So this is going to show it for multiple instruments, but I'm just looking at the ES, the NQ, the top panel, the YM, the Dow, and the Russell 2000. All of them have TD9 count tops for their 5-hour time frame. Folks, it's time to pay attention. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the 5-hour time frame charts for the equity future contract. That is up in the contracts. That is the upper panels out here. Now, when the ES, the NQ, and the Dow made their bottom back on Monday, it was with a TD9 count. And right now we're at TD9 count tops there. Now, the cool thing about this pattern, both when it either fails or when it works, and we're going to talk about right now both of those sides. So let's talk about when it works. And of the 4 charts out here, the one that pops out to me to pay attention to is the Dow, the YM. That's panel number 2 from the right. It's panel number 3 from the left out there. Now, the reason that it sticks out to me is because the oscillator changed on that little red-green squiggly line, changed colors here on that last bar. So you got a valid topping pattern. What will typically happen is we will see price pull back and test that area. And that's right now at about the 34,633 level. If price pulls back and tests that area and rejects it, that would be a bullish signal. And that bullish signal would then suggest that price should go target 35,232. If price closes below that level, well, then that says we can move to 34,382 or one of the other key support areas. Could be 34,053, 33,677. But just take this one step at a time. We don't have a change in color in the ES, the NQ, or the Russell 2000. And so technically speaking, price doesn't really have to get back to test that area. Most likely it will follow suit with the Dow, should that occur out here. That's the bearish side. So in each case, now the Russell 2000 is the laggard here. It's the one that is completing its TD9 count top, and that'll be completed at 2 p.m. So whatever the high is between now and 2 p.m., that's a key level for you to watch. You also want to watch the high of the day, basically, for the ES, the NQ, and the Dow, because if price is able to close above that for a 5-hour time frame, that says we move higher. Now, the move higher is up to the resistance level where price broke down, the TD9 resistance area, 45.72 on the ES, 15,233 on the NQ, 35,232 on the Dow, and 20.85 on the Russell 2000. So each of these have topping signals. You should not be surprised. You should expect, you should anticipate to see some type of pullback between 2 and 4. Does that mean the move is over? It could be. I mean, to the extent that, larger time frames typically provide us with better information in the shorter term because we're cutting out some noise out here. So we absolutely could. What would be a signal that there would actually be a top? And for that, what I would do is go down to the 30-minute charts out here. No, I don't have those turned on. I thought I did, but I don't. So we're going to go do this. I'm just going to have to change screens here. So just bear with me momentarily. And that's the daily time frame for the equity future contract. That's not what I want to do. We're going to switch panels. Now we're going to at least see the 30-minute chart. So to answer that question, as price pulls back, what would be a change in trend signal? I would say it would be a close below the TD9 count breakout levels for each of these instruments. For the ES, that level would be at 44.02. We don't have anything in sight right now to suggest that that's going to happen, but should that happen between now, well, it doesn't matter at what period of time, but if price did close below 44.0275, then that could be signaling to you and I that the counter trend rally is over. Inside the NQ, the level would be 14.416, the Dow would be 34.707, and the Russell 2000 would be the 19.47 level. As I say, nothing is in place right now to suggest that that's going to happen, but that's what we would want to pay attention to. It looks to me like it would be the Dow that would be the first one, should price pull back, that would be the first one to test that level. Now, that'd be 34.707. I don't recall where the 5-hour oscillator and change line was at, but 34.707. Let me do this here. You're going to see the running man on the beach. I just want to go take a quick peek at that. So we're 34.707 versus, let me get back there, versus, what did that was at 34.631. So that's our range, 34.631 to 34.707 out there. That's what you want to be paying attention to as we've got these topping patterns in place for the 5-hour time frame. So let's do this. We've got a number of questions that have come in. So let's change things up here just a tad, and let's get on the proper screens. So give me a moment to get this set up out here. And we're going to start off with Brent in Martinez, California, who wrote in and wants to take a look at Cameco, I believe it is. Corp CCJ is the ticker symbol. That's what's up on the screen. I need to get over to my other set of charts as well so we can do a thorough analysis. Now, what Brent did was he purchased this yesterday, and that was based upon the confirmed by the D-point pattern. That pattern was confirmed with this piercing candle here on January 28th. Brent got into it yesterday, maybe right around the bottom of that profile, daily profile that is, at the 1898 area. So Brent, you've got a confirmed bottom signal here. What price should do is make its way to 2079. If price can clear 2079, then your resistance level, your next one is going to be 2095. If price can clear that, then you're looking at 2208. Because we are 2 consecutive weeks, really at least 2 consecutive weeks below the bottom of a bullish structured weekly profile, you would like to watch that 2208 area like a hawk, because that is where the counter trend move inside any kind of a bounce, which we do have that going on inside of Cameco, CCJ, that's where it would end. Now, if price clears 2208, that tells you don't have a counter trend move. If we pull over the white background charts, I don't know if there's any additional information, but let's go find out. Here, what we can see on the daily time frame is both the A to B equals CD pattern as well as a TD9 count bottom. So you got 2. Does that mean anything that you have 2 bottoming patterns versus 1? Not that I know of. But 2079 is still the next area. Now, above this on the daily time frame chart, Brent, you're looking at 2434 as a TD9 count breakdown level. On a weekly time frame out here, nothing really changes. That 2208 is really where price would likely stop if this is only a counter trend move. I don't have a bottoming pattern on a weekly time frame out here. In fact, we might have a larger A to B equals CD to the downside. That could take us down into 932 level. That's not the call just yet because we're focused really on the daily time frame chart. The monthly chart out here had a TD9 count top. That was a bar following bar number 9. Price never closed above that bar. That was a September month. Right now, price is hitting a resistance area. That's the green oscillator and change line. That's currently printed at 2035. We're 2023. So ideally, you'd like to see it close above 2035. Really, 2073 would be the number out there. But Brent, for you, for the next battle out here, it's really 2079. And I hope that helps you out. Thanks much for writing in. Our next question, let me see here. Get to the phone, get to the email line. So that was Brent. And this one is coming in from Eddie. And Eddie says, thanks for grading us of Apple and NVIDIA yesterday. Can you take a look at AMD? Your long and earnings are out this afternoon. They just closed the Xilinx deal out here. So let's go take a look at AMD out here, see what it is doing. I'll get that fired up on my other charts as well. So advanced micro devices. Now, in the case of, hold on a minute here. I think Stevie just really screwed up royally. Not good. Oh, I think my charts, my white background charts are trying to find a symbol that clearly doesn't exist. There we go. AMD. Let's type in the correct one. Okay, this is going to make it a tad easier. So in the case of AMD, Eddie, what we see out here is we see A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, you did have a gap to the upside yesterday, and that gap out there is your bullish reversal candle. There's a brand new daily profile that formed today, and that suggests that price is going to go target 119.76. Now, what you really want to see is price clear 119.76. You're below the profiles on the weekly. You're inside the profiles on the monthly. So let's go to those white background charts, see what additional information Eddie and I can glean out of this. And that is, so price right now is taking on its red oscillator and change line, and it's trading just below it. You can see how the oscillator and change line has really acted as resistance out here ever since January 4th. So you'd like to see it close above that. That, by the way, is 115.13. If you get it closed below that, that says you could see or should see a revisit of the 105.18, or maybe this also formed a TD9 count bottom as well back on the 28th. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. When we get back from this commercial break, we'll finish looking at AMD for Eddie and Boca Raton.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at AMD out here for Eddie and Boca Raton. Earnings come out tonight. You know, Eddie, you're in this. You stayed in it through this descending, this downtrend out here. And even if price closes below that red oscillator and change on it, I'd stay then with that position. Now, if price closes below the low of last week, that's going to be troublesome, at least from the daily standpoint. That low is 99.35. So you got resistance at 119.76. If price clears that, then your next resistance level on the daily time frame is 136.39. Now, the weekly chart, another reason to go ahead and stick with this trade right now is that you do have the potential for a TD9 count to complete. That will complete as long as this week's close is below 132 even Steven, your 115.06. If, on the other hand, it disappoints, price wants to move lower, then this could form a weekly TD9 count bottom this week. We got bar number 8. That formed last week, so this is working on bar number 9. Of course, that low can come on bar 9 or the bar following 9. And if it disappoints, then you could look at a move back to the 78.96 level. Monthly chart out here isn't really providing us with a ton of information. And on an intraday basis, if I look at a 65-minute chart, what price did was got right up to resistance, 117.16. That was a TD9 count breakdown level. You had a nice TD9 count bottom that formed out here for the 65-minute chart. So we understand why price has done what it's done, just kind of stalled out there. On a 130-minute time frame chart, no topping signal. 195, no topping signal per se. The 30-minute chart, really no topping pattern here either. I mean, I could probably make a case of a sell the D point pattern out there. So I would just stick with the trade, but know that it's not really clear cut just yet. You do have the bottom on the daily and the potential for a bottom on the weekly time frame. So, Eddie, thanks so much for writing in. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Hector and the fuel injectors. And happy Taco Tuesday to you as well. How did I do that? I just lost his message. I know I did it. It was my fat thumbs. Oh, my goodness. Now, where did it go? Wow. Okay, so I somehow deleted your message. All right, but I think you know, I know what you want to look at, and that is WFC. So this is for Hector and Patty out here, and I apologize, Hector. I don't know how I just deleted it, but this is Wells Fargo. Unable to initialize the TAS profiles for the daily time frame. Well, that's not helpful. Let me just pull over Wells Fargo with my white background charts. That's got no problem. So I don't know what you're doing here. You've got a TD9 count top, pushes back to support the bottom of the profile. That's at 52.09. Price has made its way right back up to the sell zone. The sell zone here is between 55.45 and 57.18. And that's a bearish structured profile out there. So this is headed into the sell zone from the daily time frame. On a weekly basis out here, you have a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top, but price has not been able to close below that green oscillator and change line 54.13. So the weekly message here is neutral. The daily message here is, I don't know, what would this be? Not really neutral out here. So it's more of just a consolidation between that daily profile. That's what I would go with. On a monthly time frame, you like this because price is above its breakdown area. That's this month, 54.04. So you've got really mixed messages out here with regard to Wells Fargo. I wish I had your question because then I would maybe be able to answer it more clearly. But that's the information that I have here. The daily says you're into the sell zone area, and that's what you're really going to contend with. That's between 55.48 and 57.18. A quick look at the 30-minute chart out here just to look to see if we've got a topping pattern. And really, I don't out here. So nothing else to help us with, Hector. Sorry about that. Now, I believe the second request that you had was for ConocoPhillips. COP is a ticker symbol. Let me see if I want to try this black background chart and see if I get the same message for the daily time frame, because then Stevie may have. Nope, I don't. Okay, so we're good. So ConocoPhillips. COP, the ticker symbol, up above the top of its daily profile. Now, that's a new profile forming today, Hector. And Patty, 89.74. We're trading right now at 90.58. You're above the weekly, you're above the monthly, so ConocoPhillips looks pretty good out here. Let's go take a look at its daily time frame, see what else we see. Don't see any kind of a top. It has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but that needs a bearish reversal candle. So ConocoPhillips from the daily time frame looks like it wants to head higher. The weekly time frame, no topping signal here either. Let me pull back. I don't have the monthly on this tab, so let me pull this back here and go to the black background chart, see if there's anything else. Wow. So this is really in full breakout mode. What I mean by that is this formed a monthly top back in July of 2014 with 107 million shares. And last month, that level was taken out with 176 million shares. And so what do we have out here? Where is this thing headed to? How are we going to do that? At this stage here, Hector, I would say the best pattern that I could find would be a Fibonacci expansion pattern. So I don't know if that's what you called for, but I'm going to go ahead and take, I know you love the A to B equals CD patterns out here, but I'm going to go with the Fibonacci expansion pattern from low to high, or high to low, that is. That's from the October 18 high down to the 2020 or March 2020 low out here. So the next price target would be the 1.272 expansion of those areas, and that would be in the 96.40 area. I'm not saying that price is going to stop there. I'm just saying that is the next price target to the upside for ConocoPhillips, COP out there, and it's above all profile levels, so no reason for it not to be able to do that. I do have another question that came in, this one from Tim B. And Tim wants to take a look at Tesla, looking at an area to go short. So TSLA is the ticker symbol. Let's see if we can help Tim try to find or identify that area. So right now, what we have is prices inside its bullish structure daily profile. And the resistance is at 939.20. That's the center area. But a price, and that's not a reason to sell necessarily, but if price can clear that, then you should expect and anticipate that Tesla's going to try to make a move up to 1070.79. So if it does that, and I don't have anything here right now to suggest that it won't do that, then that would be a potential sell zone. You'd like to see some type of pattern, topping pattern formed as price gets up to that level. If it doesn't, or it clears that level, says we are headed higher. Wow, Steve-O, thanks for that great analysis. Let's take a look at the white background charts. So 1070.79 happens to also be the TD9 count breakdown area. So this did form a TD9 count bottom. It was on the bar following bar number 9. That was on January 28th. Price is dealing with this red oscillator and change line. So it's really moved up into a resistance zone. But would I sell it right here, right now? I wouldn't. I'd want to see at least some kind of break of support to do that on the 30-minute time frame chart as I populate this. Where's that at? That's at 822.92. That's $100 down to the downside. Should you at least want to see this close below 916.03 out there? To the weekly time frame chart for Tesla, what do we have out here? In the case of Tesla, we've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top, a price finding support, in essence where it should have. 771 would have been the number. It didn't get all the way down there. Last week it got down to a low 792, but support is held. On a monthly time frame, we've got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So I think it's really back to the daily. And this could be the area, Tim. It could be the area to sell, because when the oscillator and change line changes colors, and if price moves up and tests and rejects that level, and of course you need to see the rejection would be at the end of the day, not as we speak right now, that could really be your sell cycle. But because we've got this nice bottoming pattern out here, I would just hold off for a day or two. And part of that reason is because I don't see any significant reasons on the intraday charts to go ahead and sell where we're at right here, right now. So, Tim, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. And when we get back from this break, we're going to go take a look at Nu Skin with our good friend Gary in New Buffalo, Michigan. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD, Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to New Buffalo, Michigan, and speak with Gary. Gary, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Steve, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. Thanks for asking. Yourself?
Well, I'm back to about 90%. It's been a little bit of a rough go last week and a half. But, hey, everybody's fighting something. So it's, we just keep, where there's breath, there's always opportunity. That's one of my mantras.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So New Skin Enterprises, that's one of your favorites, NUS out there, trading right now at about $50.57. Tell me what I can help you with.
So, and I'm pulling over so that hopefully there's not too much road noise, and I'll try to mute.
Can't hear anything. I have a minefield that goes off in my ears 24/7. It's like this huge electric field. That's called tinnitus, and I've had it for like 30 years. So it's hard for me to hear pretty much anything. But I can hear your voice. So go ahead.
All right.
And I'm glad you pulled over because we don't want any accidents.
Yeah, especially here with the news. Well, oh no, it's going down again. No, just kidding. The question is, it's reporting earnings. I'm very anticipating a very strong, robust one, but that's my own personal opinion. But the bottom line is, what does the chart say? That's the key.
Well, I would have a question for you. Yesterday, on a daily basis, this did volume of 7.6 million shares. price moved lower, found support at the bottom of its daily profile that also formed yesterday, and that's a gigantic volume move for it. Any idea what was behind yesterday's volume inside that?
I was looking at it. I was trying to figure that out. I was looking for news on it, and I'm not sure yet. I've got some calls in to some people.
Yeah, okay, so it was a huge volume day. I don't know what's behind that. But here's what we do know, regardless of that volume, is prices held support, the bottom of the daily profile, 48.02, and actually price is trading right now above the top of the profile, 50.42. So that's an indication. And last week, as price was pulling back, it found support at the bottom of its weekly profile, 47.71. So on a short-term basis, and assuming price closes about 50.42, this should make its way up to a descending trend line on the weekly time frame, and that would get us into approximately 53 and change out here. So that really becomes the next resistance zone, just as I'd like to look at profiles or trend lines. Any questions about that before I pull over my white background charts?
No, that's a good start. Thanks.
Okay. So we said that if price closed about 50.42, that should give us a signal of move up to that trend line on the weekly. Now that we have the white background charts, we say, well, sort of maybe. Because price, what it needs to really do is clear 51.22, and that's the green oscillator and change line. Closing above a green oscillator and change line, Gary, what it tells us is that we have a rising price oscillator above zero. That is a bullish condition. We don't have that right now. We do have a rising price oscillator, but we don't have, the price oscillator is above zero, but it's not rising just yet. That would take place with a close above 51.22. Is earnings tonight, or it's this week sometime?
It's actually about 2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks.
I think the 13th. I'm in the road, so I can't remember the date exactly, but somewhere around there.
Sure, that's okay. But 51.22 is where it should head. And if price can close above that, then the daily says 54. Remember when we were looking at a weekly trend line and I said 53 and change? So that would really all come to fruition out there. And what I don't know is what patterns might be unfolding as price gets up to that level. But it looks like that's what should take place out here. Now, the weekly time frame is really helpful to you and I. Why? Because this formed a nice TD9 count bottom, a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. It did it way back in November of last year. But then what it also did was it formed a TD9 count top. Oh, the earnings are February 16th. Thanks, Dan. And this formed a TD9 count high, right at TD9 count breakdown resistance. But Gary, price pulled back and is holding support. So it's kind of a neutral-ish type signal out here. So let's just stick with the daily as we speak right now. It's looking pretty good. Should make its way to 51.21. And if it does that, then you should see a move up to the 54 area. And then at that stage, we'll come back and need to reassess this because that could just be the end of its move to the upside. But that's what it looks like to me with regard to Nu Skin. Any questions about what I've shared with you so far?
No, that's a good indicator, and I'm learning a lot from you guys, and especially you with the different indicators. And I'm watching them. I was watching volume yesterday, so I'm getting that down better. But the point is that it has such a low float relative to the amount of, it doesn't have that many shares relative to its size. And the bottom line is I've seen it jump 10 points on earnings one way or the other, up or down after earnings. So I'm kind of looking for indicators to see if there might be any, any indicators pointing towards a big move.
Sure. So it's only the second. We've got basically it's 2 weeks from today that this generates is when they do their earnings call. So let's look at it on February the 15th out there on Monday, and we'll have a better idea as to what it wants to do. But right now, it's pointing to the idea that it wants to move higher.
Got it. Thanks. One other big question I have for you. I've been really intrigued by your whole, I love your whole idea of how money flows across the world, and also this whole idea about the potential 2-year low, or whatever. See what happens with a declining market potentially, and I have a lot of macro stuff that's pointing towards that too. So my thought was, you said after the close of the month, and I know we had the big surge yesterday, which, might have been helped by the Fed, from what I understand. But the point is that what do you see today, on that big picture for the next couple of years, if you're going to look into your crystal ball?
Okay, so great question out here, and it would be even better if I could pull up the chart. So, to start with, the upper left-hand corner is the monthly time frame chart for the Dow, and what it did as we came to a close last month was it confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And it did that not because it was a bearish reversal candle per se. It was a bearish reversal candle. It's called a key reversal bar. And a key reversal bar requires the high of the prior bar and the low of the prior bar to be taken out. And then it requires one tick of in this case, a close in the opposite direction of the trend. Well, it did that yesterday. So now, and the reason why that's important, or potentially important, is because if you go back to 1865 and you take a look at the Dow, what you will notice is that every bear market had a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for either the daily, weekly, or the monthly. Sometimes it has all three. Sometimes it just has two. Sometimes it's just one. All you need is one. Now, that does not mean when you get a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, it automatically means we have a bear market. It means that's the pattern that is present behind that is present before every bear market. So last month, December, or January, the month before, December out there, was when I was really taking a look at the annual charts. And what shocked me was all of the TD9 counts out there. And those TD9 counts are the indication that it could be a significant top. Now, the way that tops, and I can't pull up my historical chart, not because I can't pull it up, because actually I don't have the time. It could lock things up, so I don't want to do that. So I'm really just speaking to you from memory out here. And what was I going to say? So what I was going to say is that time will move in increments typically of 2 or 3. And if we went back to 1865, whenever we had a major top out there, we've typically seen a 2 to 3 year pullback. So that's on the table. Not committing to that right now because we have to see some key levels of support break. But Gary, we're going to a break here. Feel free to hold on if you want. And if not, then have a terrific Tuesday. We'll be
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So, Gary, I was able to dig out one of my historical charts. It's not the one necessarily that I was looking at, which was all notated. But here, this takes us back into like 1913 time frame. And if we just start with the 1929 top, that was basically a 3-year decline, 3 to 4 year decline out there. Oftentimes, we get these 1 year, what we'll just simply call it a knee-jerk reaction, as we did back in 1937. But here, if we take a look at 39 to 1941, again, that was a 3-year, 3-bar pullback out there. Back here in the time frame of 1973, we had a nice 2-year pullback. We take a look at the TD9 count top from 1999 out here. That turned out to be a 3-bar or 3-year pullback. By the way, the 2007 top, Gary, that was just a 1-year knee-jerk reaction low out there. I know it felt like more than that, but that's really all that it was out there. So that's where I come up with the potential of a 2 to 3 year pullback because of the TD9 count top on an annual basis that is in place out there. Does that help to answer your question?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I just think it's so educational, and I'm going to take this show and send this around to a lot of my people. So I wanted to incorporate that, too, and I just admire so much what you do, and you're just such a great guy. So thank you for all that work. And then anytime that once you want to expand on that, I love hearing that. And it also kind of coincides a bit with your whole idea that you have to have the 2 days. You can't have the one-hit wonder
Sure.
to really make something, come to fruition.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
solid.
Exactly.
So anyways, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you
so
bet.
much.
So I just put that chart back up on the screen, realized that I was on a screen that wasn't turned on for the show, but you'll be able to see those, 3-year, 1 year, 2 to 3 year pullbacks out here. Again, it's not fully notated, but you'll get the gist when you take a look at this and you watch it on Tiger TV. So, Gary, thanks so much for calling, and have a terrific Tuesday. We'll look forward to speaking to you again. Folks, stay tuned. We've got 2 more great hours left. Your favorite polar bear, David White's up next. Tom O'Brien, he'll take us on home. I'll be back with you on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday, folks.